Hey there folks, Lane here with Windows10Update.com, and if you are anything like me, you get absolutely driven mad by having all kinds of different windows open on your device that are different sizes, and it just gets really messy. So for example, if we go ahead and open File Explorer, and then the Settings application, and then let's say the calculator, all these different apps are opening in different sizes. And in some cases that's okay, like with the calculator, you don't need that taking up a lot of space. But with these other applications, it's frustrating that they don't open in the same size. And even if you resize it, later on when you open it, it's going to be shaped this way again. So there are a couple of different ways that you can automatically size windows so that things are a little bit more organized. So first of all, a feature you probably know about, if you right click on the desktop, you can just go ahead and say Cascade Windows, and then it's going to go ahead and resize all of those windows and then organize them and lay them out nicely for you right there on the desktop. In addition to that, there is an application that I want to tell you about that will resize your windows, and you can actually tell it what size you want those windows to be and where you want them to be placed on the desktop. And this happens just with a couple of clicks of your mouse. Now this is a fairly old application. It's a Win32 application for Windows here, not something you download from the Windows Store. It's called Sizer. Now I'll go ahead and show you where you can get that. So you can get that application at brainapps.net/Sizer. It is entirely free. What Sizer does is basically when you right click on a window, once you have the cursor shaped like this, the resize shape, when you right click, it'll give you a custom menu, and you can set custom sizes so that you can resize your windows appropriately. So let me go ahead and show you how that works. So first things first here, I'm just going to go ahead and install that. That is very easy. So we'll just go ahead and say next here. And you may want to check this box that says Start Sizer every time Windows starts. That way you don't have to manually go ahead and start it. It does run in the background, but it uses, virtually no processing power at all. So we're okay with that. All right, so now Sizer's running. We can see the little icon right there. Sometimes it'll show up in this notification panel right there. So that's how you can tell that it is running. Now, we'll take a look and see what happens here when we hover over a menu or a window so that we have this resize cursor. When I right click, normally nothing would happen there, but now I have these different options here. So I can resize this window to 640 by 480, 800 by 600, 1024 by 768, and these are just the default options, but you can actually go ahead and create a new one. So we can just create a new one and call it 1100 by 800, and then we'll go ahead and create that there. And then where do we want this to show up? Now we could create a user-defined position, or then we could go ahead and select a specific position on the screen. So we'll say center relative to the whole work area, or the active monitor. So we'll just say whole work area. And then in addition, you have shortcut keys. So you could say Shift and the Control key, and let's say R. That will go ahead and be the key that we need to press to go ahead and resize that window. All right, so let's go ahead and try that keyboard shortcut we just created. So Shift, Control, R. There we go. So this can be really, really handy for people who are really particular about their window arrangements on Windows. So I find this to be very helpful. I hope you guys like it too. Thanks for watching.